Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chronicle where I go over my daily life, weekly goals, and the overarching plot of my life. I hit record right now specifically because I just got out of the shower and I had a feeling that my hair looks really good. I think it does. Still not a huge fan of the slick back, but I feel like it looks really good right now specifically. I wish it looked like this all the time. Today's been pretty good. Work was fine. After that, I went to mom's and I had chicken and dumplings. Shout out mom. Thank you, mom. Love you, mom. And then I came, or no, so on the way back to the apartment, I stopped by the liquor store and I bought minus 196s. I've talked about these before, I know I have. If you don't know what it is, just Google minus 196 drink or try Googling the advertisement for those drinks. I saw the advertisement for those drinks years ago, right? Like, I'm talking maybe like pre-teen. I saw those ads on YouTube. And if you know anything about Japanese ads, because it is a Japanese ad because it's a drink made in Japan originally, if you know anything about Japanese advertisements, like TV advertisements, they're crazy. Like, just put Japanese ad compilation into YouTube, you will find the craziest things, right? And the ads for those for the minus 196 was crazy, like other Japanese ads. And I was like, wow, that looks so cool. I want to drink that just because I saw this ad. So I guess you could say the ad worked. Anyway, I've been searching high and low for those things forever. One day, before I turned 21, so maybe like a year or two ago, I saw an ad. Technically, it was a giant inflatable version of the minus 196 can outside a liquor store in Lenexa. Now the thing is, I didn't live in Lenexa at the time. I used to. Moved since, but I was like, all right, once I turn 21, I'm going there to get some. And now I'm 21. The thing is, I don't go to Lenexa very often, so I'm like, okay, next time I go to Lenexa, I'm getting them. I got them. I haven't tried them. I really wanted to, but I'm honestly shorter on time than I thought I would be today. Partially because after I got home, I think I didn't do much. And then Ink was like, oh, by the way, I've got people coming over later. And I'm like, okay. I'm not particularly fond of the people she had over, which is fine, but also I'm just kind of shy in general and don't like meeting new people. So she had people over there. They were out there for like an hour and a half, and I literally just stayed inside my room the whole time. I practiced electric guitar, and I did my taxes. I got $125 back for my federal return, and I got $1 back for my Kansas return. But apparently, if your return is less than $5 in Kansas, they don't give you any. So I got 125 for my federal and nothing for my Kansas return. And you might be thinking, that sounds bad. It's actually good, because last year, like I said, it was a net positive, but I still paid some, right? This year, I didn't pay any, but I also didn't do the Missouri return like I had to do last year, because the roastery where I work is technically in Missouri. So that means that I make all of my money in Missouri, but I live in Kansas, right? I know I talked about that last report. Anyway, when I went to file my taxes, it was like, if blah 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 tax situation, if you're in this tax situation, you don't have to file another return. And I was like, oh, I'm in that situation. That means that I don't have to file another separate return, which is good because that saves time. And I hate doing taxes. So I didn't have to do a Missouri return, which was a lot of fun. Fun in the sense that I didn't have to do it. So yeah, I got $105 and I have done my taxes now. Yippee! And then I also practiced the guitar. I practiced piano. I've got 10 minutes left in my day. I just need to do my bedtime routine. I already showered. I need to do my journal. I need to do. I've done all of my dailies except the handwriting. I'm gonna do that right now. Matter of fact, I'll pull out the book just to make sure I don't forget. I did buy another apple, so I can. I'm now doing the. Oh, I need to smell this stuff as well. So I can keep on doing my daily apple goal. I think I'm gonna go for one apple per week, which means that I've got to finish the apple in about 7 bites, which shouldn't be too hard. It's assuming I do that every day. Anyway, that's about everything for today, and that's probably long enough. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Oh yeah, speaking of the overarching plot of my life, my audition is later this week. Don't get your hopes up. Anything could happen. I could die tomorrow. Anyway, I may or may not see you tomorrow, Tuesday. Hello everyone and welcome to Tuesday. I did not suddenly and tragically die, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, today after work, I went straight to Pouty's for scheduled time. We played Splatoon, and we had a minus 196, because she also really likes them, her and her boyfriend. So I brought over a can, one for each of us, and then we had that and played Splatoon, and it was awesome. Then we also watched some Good Mythical Morning, and then had spaghetti that her mom made for dinner. And then that was pretty much it. Then I came back here. I rushed very quickly to do my dailies because it's pretty much just about bedtime. So I did all of them like really quickly. kind of shoddy, I'll admit, because like whenever you do like the handwriting thing or practicing guitar really fast, it doesn't look or sound very good, but it's done, and that's what's important. Now, I don't like to do it like that, but I kind of lost like half an hour where I shouldn't have because Helldivers got a big update today. I feel like I've been saying that a lot recently, which is good because I love that game more than most other games. So I played one mission because I was like, they added tanks to the game, and I'm like, okay, how do I get in the tank? And then I looked in the stratagems and I didn't see it. Turns out I just missed it the first time. And also, I had spent money on something else in the game, so I didn't have any money to spend it today, the day that the tanks released. So I'll have to wait until tomorrow to play with the tanks. But I'm gonna see Noir tomorrow, so I probably won't actually have time to do that, which kind of sucks. But I guess maybe the day after that I'll have time. And then yeah, that's pretty much everything for today. Also, remember when I was like last report, I was like, I feel like I have so many things to talk about. I did. I just forgot about them all. Now, I probably won't remember them later. I can't remember even remember any of them now. I know I still need to scrub these pants that are on the back of my chair. And also, I'm thinking about doing a new goal. The goal would just be called milk, where I just buy every milk alternative I can find and see if how they compare, to each other and also to regular milk, to see if I can find anything better. And I would like rank them like by themselves in a smoothie, in cereal, etc. Just for fun. To try new things like milk alternatives. So you've got like oat milk, cashew milk, almond milk, other kinds of milk. And then you got of course cow's milk, and then I think maybe one time I tried goat milk and I remember it being really gross. Anyway, I think that's everything for today. I will see you all tomorrow, Wednesday. Hello everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. I think. Let me double check. Yes. Today, I couldn't sleep very well, so I went into work half an hour early because I was like, I woke up close to 7 a.m. and I was like, man, I could go back to sleep, but I honestly just can't. I don't know why. I kept falling asleep for like 1 hour at a time and then being super uncomfortable when I woke up. So I ended up going into work half an hour early. Work was fine. I left technically an hour early, effectively half an hour early because I did go in half an hour early as well. And then I went to the two post offices again. They don't have my package. It was the same thing. I went to the first post office. I was like, hey, I don't think it's here, but I'm going to double check. And they're like, yeah, it's not here. I was like, okay, great. So I go to the other post office. They're like, yeah, it's not here. The other place should have it, but they don't, because I was literally there and they don't. So I went to the second post office that should have it, and they didn't. And then the lady was like, okay, I'll contact my supervisor, and they took my phone number. So hopefully I will be getting my frickin' piece of mail. I'm still only mostly sure that it's my ID, and I'm only mostly sure that that the piece of mail is even for me. Because whenever I got the notice, I know I talked about this before, so sorry, but whenever I got the notice, it didn't have a name on it. The sorry we missed you, it had my address, which is the apartment that I live in, but it did not have a name on it, no matter how hard I tried, right? But when I went to the website, I filled out all my information and the tracking number, and that's how it went through and how I submitted the form. So I'm thinking, if I actually put in all my information and the tracking number and it accepted it, that means that it must actually be my package. And I'm pretty sure it's my ID, and it's really annoying that I can't get it. Now, it's not a huge problem because I do have the paper ID, which works just fine. And also, I didn't even get ID'd the last two times I went to buy alcohol, so that's kind of funny. It was like the dispensary that ID'd me like pretty much immediately, and then the two times that I went to QT, I was upfront with the ID. I was like, "Hey, do you accept the paper ID? Because mine's still in the mail." And they were like, "Yeah." So, like I said, it's not technically an issue. It's just annoying that I've gone to both of these post offices two times, and they're like, "Sorry, we don't have it. They should have it. Sorry, we don't have it. They should have it. Sorry, we don't have it. They should have it. Sorry, we don't have it. They should have it." You know what I'm saying? It's really annoying. Anyway. After that, I came home and then, I was like super hungry, so I had some food. That was fine. I did my dailies. I think I've done all of them except practice an instrument. I'm also doing this like an hour before the one I regularly do because I just finished recording Absalom. Super fun, super fun game. I am so glad that I got that as a present, which my online friend got me on a whim. I'm pretty sure she got it just like as a Christmas present. I was like, all right, cool, I'll take it. And like with a lot of these games that I wishlist on Steam, they look good, but I'm not like excited. And like Absalom, I was like, that looks like a fun game, right? But I wasn't like hyped for it. And then I got it and I played it and I was like, this is a fun game. I played 3 runs. I died pretty quick because it's I don't know why it was much harder on the second run than the first. I'm wondering if they scaled down the difficulty of the first run that you do, which I did talk about in the video. I think it's literally uploading right now as I'm recording this. So yeah, you guys. I mean that'll be by the time you're watching this, it'll be already uploaded. But yeah, I want to play more of that so bad, and I technically can't in quotes because I don't know why I started spinning. Because I have to record the other games first. And speaking of recording other games first, one thing I noticed was Revita got a second episode before Dredge even got an episode 1. And that's because I had this schedule of each day of the week gets a game, right? The thing is if I miss a day, I was like, I'll just, it's whatever. I'll just not record that day, and then I'll move on to the next day and the next game. The thing is that I ended up in a situation where Revita got episode 2, and before, one game got episode 1, and I wanted to play Absalom, but I was like, it's Monday, I've got to record Raven's Watch. Now, I don't actually have to, but what I was thinking is a better upload schedule could be, because I'm not super consistent with it yet, instead of one day of the week having a game, I go through the cycle of games regardless of what day it is, right? So let's say Monday I record Raven's Watch, next up is Absalom, but I don't record for 2 days. Then it would be like Tuesday, Wednesday. Then it would be Thursday, right? Thursday's game. But instead of doing Thursday's game, like that's what I would do on the previous schedule, I'll do Absalom because that's the next game in the rotation of games that I'm supposed to be playing. And I've like thought about how like maybe having like 6 games that I'm playing all at once isn't a great idea. But I think it's kind of fun. I do like it's nice variety. Now of course I will be moving through each game slower since I've got so many going. But it is I'm really enjoying the ones that I've picked out so far. Absalom, love that. Raven's Watch and RoboQuest are like Revita, I like Revita more than the Raven's Watch and RoboQuest. Not that they're bad games by any means. I love video games. But they're just not quite as fun as some of the others, if I'm being honest. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today. I think I'm probably over time at this point. And I will see you all tomorrow, Thursday, right? Yeah, because this is Wednesday. Yeah, all right. See you Thursday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday. Guys, I want you to prepare yourself, okay? And I need to prepare myself as well, because I am going to not necessarily confide in you, because that's not really what's about to happen. I'm gonna pour my heart out, right? But like I'm gonna cut it open and like let it bleed, and it's like gonna be all over the screen. You're gonna see it, everything. I think I might regret this. I probably will. Or no, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say I won't, and then I'm gonna not regret it, because that's how I like to live my life. I am doing this, so listen up. Oh man, how do I start this? Okay. Yeah, because like how far should I go back with the context? So I had a friend, and we were very close, and I was closer with them than I was anyone else that I have ever been in like my entire life, right? I was closer with them than I have ever been with anyone else in my entire life. They were like my best friend, and actually I need to be honest, we were more than friends, okay? So it would be wrong to say we were just friends. Now, let me tell you exactly where we were. We were more than friends, but less than friends with benefits. We were right there in the middle. Now, it might seem weird, and it is, but that's, I think, the most accurate way of describing it. Anyway, the point is, I loved them, and they loved me. And we said that to each other very, very often. It was no secret between us. And the only reason I didn't start a relationship with them was because I was afraid. I was afraid what people would think of me if they saw us together. And yeah, that's it. I was afraid. Because they are, I don't know if, I think outwardly is probably the right word. They're outwardly queer, and my dad is not very open-minded, and he's not super accepting of the queer community, which kind of sucks. So I was afraid, like, especially of what he would think of me, but also like what everyone else would think of me, because I was afraid that not only that, but if people ever saw us together, they would say, "Oh, you could do better." Um, but I think the truth is that I kind of can't, is what it feels like. I think that realistically, it's not what it is, but that's what it feels like. Um, Man, my brain does this thing where it tries to stop me from talking whenever I'm scared, but I need to get through this and I need to say this. So I'm going to keep going. We were very close with each other. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I'm like 99.9% sure that they liked me, as in they liked me, right? And you might be thinking, oh, well, that's good because you loved them. Yes. However, get this, okay? I wasn't attracted to them because, and let me say to my family, I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I am asexual, also technically aromantic, but that's less important. And that means that I'm not attracted to people. I don't like people, anyone. I never have. But despite that, I can still love people. I'm still capable of loving people, and I loved them. But I didn't start a relationship because I was afraid of being judged by others, and society as a whole. Um, Man, I'm trying to loop back to where I was just saying. Yeah, so I was 99% sure they liked me, but they never admitted it. Um, Now, if they had admitted it, in my opinion, I could be totally wrong. In my opinion, if they had admitted to liking me, to having, feelings for me, I think that would have changed how things went because I can claim, like, was it plausible deniability or something? If they say they don't like me, right? It's not until they have the courage to say I like you that I'll say okay, something needs to happen. Either we need to stop being friends or we need to be more than friends. Um, and like I said, we were more than friends, between friends and friends with benefits. But yeah, I love them, and I want to be with them. I want to be their boyfriend. I want a relationship with them, specifically. Um, but I was afraid, so I didn't. And was it last night? A couple nights ago, I I thought about what it would be like to be in a relationship with them, and I got so happy and excited and optimistic that I couldn't sleep. So I texted them at 2 in the morning, and I said, "Hey," because like I said, I still have their number. They are that friend that I have referenced many times. I don't know if you guys, I can't explicitly say their name, of course, but anyway, I texted them at 2 in the morning, and I said, "Hey," I just said, "Hey." Probably not the best move, but I needed to see if they would respond because if they would, then that means that I have a chance. Because, like I said, for lack of a better word or phrase, I want them. I want them in my life. I want to be with them. Um, Gosh darn it! Now my brain's stopping me again because it's scared. Um, but of course, we're not friends anymore. Uh, we had kind of a really big fight, and then I overreacted and I said that we weren't friends anymore. But I overreacted. I got emotional and I overreacted because that's what happens when I get emotional. And we did become friends again, technically, and then we were not friends again, which I think was also my fault. Uh, the second time we stopped being friends, I think was also my fault, and I am sorry for that. And so then, of course, since then we haven't had any contact. And then I tried texting them because I want to be with them, and haven't gotten anything back. And they won't even see this until like next week, or like yeah, whenever this actually uploads. This is just going to be a crazy segment in the middle of a totally mundane week, I think. But that's how important this is to me, and that's how important they are to me. That's how much I love them, because I have never, and I will never want to be the guy that sends a paragraph, right, just an absolute scroll, just a wall of text to someone saying take me back, because I think if I did that, I would feel pathetic and I would feel desperate and sad. So I was like, I don't want to be the guy that sends the "I love you, please take me back," mile long text. Um, I don't want to be that guy, but I am essentially. Maybe even worse because this is on the internet for everyone to see. But that's how much they mean to me, and they're worth that much. They're worth more than that. They're worth it. That's what I would tell them all the time. Was they're worth it, because you know that really like cliche line, the "you're my everything." it kind of feels like they're my everything, or like they're my world, or even the even cornier line, that you complete me, because I felt more like myself around them than when I wasn't. And when we were together, my life, I remember the feeling. I remember the feeling to this day, very specifically. There was one day where I sat down and I thought about my whole life, and I was like, wow, in this moment right now, my life is perfect. And we were together then. Now I say together, but it's important to know we weren't technically dating. But like I said, we were very close. We were together, like as in, I don't know, not proximity, but like friends. We were in each other's lives together, and my life was perfect with them. And I want that feeling back, and I want them back. Um, but it is very possible, and I would say it's very likely that nothing comes of this, and I just look like an idiot forever and a sad, desperate loser. But like I said, I am willing to take that risk because I believe they are worth it, and I love them. And one thing that I think really bothered them was they would ask me, "What do you like about me?" And I should have told them that I got a little afraid every time they asked that question, because obviously I have to say something to answer that question. I can't say nothing. But they would ask me that, and I would get scared, and then my mind would kind of blank, and I would say essentially the wrong thing, or I think maybe one time I actually did say nothing. Or I would say they would say, or no, damn it, how did that go? I can't remember. But the point is I totally botched that question, which is exactly what I was afraid of, because I couldn't properly answer what I liked about them, and I think that upset them. Gosh, my brain's stopping. Yeah, because I was afraid to give them the wrong answer. And despite my best efforts to give them the right answer, I still gave them the wrong answer. Um, I would give them some bad answer, like, "Oh, I like how we have fun together." Um, what I really should have done is just thought about it really hard. Um, but I don't know. If I'm being honest, it's not even that hard. What I liked about them was I liked how easy it was to talk to them. I liked how honest and open I could be with them. I liked how vulnerable I could be with them. I Hold on. I had a whole list in my head earlier. Um, I like how they never made me feel judged whenever I was vulnerable and open with them, which was like all the time because we were so close. They never made me feel judged. They always made me feel better, regardless of how bad I felt. Even when I was feeling like totally, totally terrible, right? They always made me feel better. Just talking to them, just being around them. There was one time I was feeling really bad and I wanted to text them. I wanted to be like just the most direct and blunt way. I wanted to say, "Hey, I'm feeling really bad. Do you want to just talk to me so I feel better?" But I was like, at the same time, I don't want to alarm or upset them because I know that I will be okay. It's just in this moment I don't feel okay. And I was like, okay, so how do I do that then? How do I tell them that I want to talk to them to feel better without saying I want to talk to you to feel better? I just started some random small talk. I can't remember what it was exactly, but it was just some random small talk or question that I asked them while I was feeling terrible, and then I got the response back. We had a quick little conversation, and I immediately felt better. Immediately. Anyway, things I like about them. Yeah, I could be open, honest, vulnerable. They never made me feel judged. I liked, and that's kind of like about them as a person. I know physically they had blue eyes. I love blue eyes. Favorite eye color is blue. They also kind of had bug eyes, which I really like. So their eyes were really big, and then their hair is blonde. It's been a while since I've seen them, so they could have dyed it. But I'm pretty sure it is actually similar to my hair. It's a very dark, very dirty shade of blonde. Um, and that makes me feel good that they have dirty blonde hair because I actually don't like my dark blonde hair. I wish it were brighter. But them having that dark blonde hair made me feel better about mine. And then also they had their nose is a little crooked, which I really liked. I can't really say why. Like I don't really know why. It's just I liked that. I think it makes them more unique. And then also their hands. They had really small hands, and they would get they would get kind of sweaty sometimes, and it was very embarrassing to them, but I thought it was very endearing. Because of course, like I said, we were close, we were more than friends, so we would touch and cuddle all the time. And they wouldn't touch me with their hands because they would be afraid that it would be like uncomfortable, either for them or for me. And I would say, "Oh no, I love your sticky baby hands." That's what I would call them because they were reminiscent of or similar to a baby's hands, how they're messy and sticky all the time. Of course, their hands weren't messy and sticky; they were just sweaty. But that's one thing I liked about them a lot was their sticky baby hands, and they would hate it when I would say that. But I thought it was endearing. And then also one thing I like about them, um, I don't know if this is TMI, but there's a part of their body that was asymmetrical, and that same part of their body that is asymmetrical on me. I won't say because I think that would be like what's part specifically because that would be too personal. But that's one thing I like about them. Like I said, I had a whole list in my head, but my brain is still stopping me. It's trying to say no, you're saying too much. Um, but no, I think I haven't said enough. Like I said, I had a whole list in my head, and I was like, oh my god, where do I start this? Now I'm trying to think what else do I want to say. Yeah, I don't want to be. I never wanted to be the pathetic loser that was like, "Hey, I love you. Please take me back." However, I do love them and I do want them back, and I'm pretty sure they still watch these, despite them saying they didn't. And that was one thing about our relationship was they would lie to me, and I don't. Me personally, I don't like lying, because one of my core values is fairness and honesty. And they would get upset about lying to me before they would even lie to me, and then they would lie to me anyway, and then say, "Hey, I lied to you," and then they would get upset about that. But them lying never upset me, never, not once ever did it upset me. And I told them that. I don't know if they believed me. I hope they did. Um, but believe it or not, them lying to me never upset me, not even once. Even after they would come out and say, "Hey, I lied to you. I'm sorry," I would say, "It's okay." I would say, "I'm glad you told me the truth." And I was glad. And like genuinely, I would do this thing. I was like, "Oh, they lied to me." And I would like emotionally check myself. I'd be like, "Do I feel bad?" The answer was no. I never felt bad. I was glad that they could tell me the truth. Anyway, I can't remember how that side tangent happened. Um, oh yeah, I still want to finish the list of things I like about them. I can be open, honest, vulnerable. I like them physically, mentally. Um, Man, my mind's totally blanking right now because I feel like I've said my piece, but I know that I haven't because I've been thinking about this all day. I've been thinking about this for days. I've been thinking about this for 4 hours. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever stopped thinking about them, ever. I don't think I ever stopped loving them, ever. I still love them, right? Even if it is sad and pathetic, and even if it will hurt me now or later, or after I post this, dare I say, I think I'm in love with them. Um, Still, which is really bad if we're not getting back together and they don't take me back, which is more likely. But if it's not, and see, that's the thing. I have this relentlessly, naively optimistic part of my brain, right, that says you actually can get back with them. All you have to do is say it. You just have to try really hard because the truth is, if you want something in life, you have to try for it. And the harder it is to get, the harder you have to try, but also like the harder I want this. I want this like more than anything. I want to be together with them again. I'll do just about anything, right? I mean, all my cards are on the table at this point. I come out to my entire family and parents, and like, yeah. So I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how many awkward or uncomfortable questions I have to answer, because I'm sure there's gonna be some. Um, I don't care how many I have to answer. It's worth it because they are worth it, and I love them. And this naively optimistic part of my brain is like, there's a chance, right? My last line of connection to them was their number, which I have, and I texted, no response. But it was there, and my brain is like, if that's there, then you can still be with them. There's a chance, right? Now, let me tell you, the chance is incredibly low. It's near zero. Like I said, I'm probably gonna feel terrible maybe after I post this. Actually, no, I won't regret it. I won't regret it. I won't regret it because I don't like doing things that I regret. I don't ever want to do things that I regret. I want to try and live my life without regrets. And let me be honest right now. I have 3 regrets. In my entire life, I have 3. And losing them is one of them. So even if I do look like a sad, pathetic loser who is down bad in love with someone that they're never going to have again, then that's who I'll be. I'll be happy with that. I would be happier if I could get with them, if I could be with them forever. Anyway, I'm getting off track. My optimistic brain is like, if you have their number, and if they respond, then like I can get there, right? Like I said. But the thing is, and this is what my naive optimistic brain says, is there is a 0% chance that we can get back together if I don't say anything. But if I do, that chance becomes not 0, meaning it's not possible, meaning it is possible, meaning I can do it. We can do it, right? And like I was thinking, I was like I said, I'll do just about anything. Like imagine if you tune into the Chronicle and I say, "Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chronicle. This is my girlfriend." Imagine that right now. If they were just right here in the frame. And I was like, "Hey, check this out." And then they would like lean in and it'd be like, I don't know where it would go from there. Maybe they would like sit in the background or something and just look pretty. So my brain's like, there's a chance. And like I said, it's very low. It's near 0. I've texted them. I'm making this video, which I think is literally everything I can do in my power, because as you guys know, I usually do this thing that is bad, where I say if I have not done everything that I possibly can to like work towards something, to make progress, then that means that I have like failed or I haven't done it. Like for a while I was struggling with a purpose in life, and I knew that it was partially my fault because I knew there was things I can do about it, right? And I felt better once I had done everything I could, right? And at that point in my life, when life was perfect, it was because 1, I was with them, and 2, I was on my way. I had done everything I possibly could to get closer to a purpose in life. At that time, as you guys know, KU fell through, but I had submitted every single form and I had sent every email and I filled out every box that I possibly could. And I was just waiting. All I had to do to track forward in life was wait. I was to wait for that email back from KU. And at that point, while I was with them, my whole life was perfect. I had my apartment. I had a good job. I had that. It feels wrong to call them a friend because we were more than that. But I had them, and I had KU, and in that moment, life was perfect. And now it's not perfect, and it's not that I want a perfect life. It's that I want them, because I think there's few things in life that are objective at all. Like everything is subjective. Like that's a phrase. But I think my life was objectively better with them, and I think it could be objectively better with them. It's also objectively worse without them, and I want them back. Man, I totally lost my train of thought. What was I saying? My life was perfect. I want them back. I totally crashed. Yeah. So, like I said, it's very possible that they don't respond to me, and I might have to answer all the awkward questions, and it would be for nothing. But if it's not, see what I'm saying? I could be happy forever, maybe, with them. And now I think I have done everything I can. I think I was on my naive, optimistic, relentless thing. But I think I finished that. Yeah, so I texted them. Anyway, yeah. Right now I'm imagining the worst scenario, where I feel like an awkward loser who has to answer awkward, uncomfortable questions to his family and siblings and mom and dad. And then I won't have a girlfriend either. But now you know why. It's because I'm not attracted to someone, and it is very hard to start a relationship with someone when you're not attracted to them, because how are you, like, you have to lead with that if you want to start a relationship with someone. Like, otherwise you're lying, and I don't like lying to other people. I hate it. So I don't do it, and that's why I have not been in a relationship. But I think I could be in a relationship with them, and I think I would like it. I would love it more than anything. I want it. And it's possible. I'm telling myself that. I don't know. But like the more I thought about it, the more I thought about the hypothetical where we reconnect. I mean, it's amazing. It made me so happy I couldn't sleep. So then I texted them at 2 in the morning, and they haven't responded. But that's life. Anyway, I think that's everything I want to say. Yeah, I think. Did I ever finish the stint where I was like, if I haven't done everything towards something, then I failed? Um, well, I think I've done everything I can towards this. I never blocked them. I never blocked them on anything because I felt like that was too harsh. Um, so they can add me there, and I guess they could text me back. Um, but because it's like I didn't want to terminally say like goodbye, because I loved them, and I still love them. But yeah. Um, if you are watching this, old friend, actually I don't know. Do I want to call them out? I decided that I never wanted to call anyone out directly. Um, but I don't know. I'd break just about every rule that I have for myself if I could be with them again because that's how much I love them and that's how much they meant to me. Um, so if they are watching this, I don't think it would be that hard for them to contact me because they would have my number and I never blocked them on anything. So it's like all they would have to do is follow me or send a request or something, and we could work things out. And it's the naively optimistic part of my brain that says it wouldn't even be that hard to work things out. We just have to sit down and have a good conversation, and then I think we could be happy. Um, and I believe that. I don't know how they feel about it. I wish I knew. Um, because like it's it's like once you know how someone else feels, it can change a lot, and it can help with decision making. There were times when I didn't tell them how I felt, and I didn't tell them because I didn't want them to base their answer off of what I said. But I think that wouldn't have happened. It would have just helped them come to a conclusion or maybe settle on any feelings that they had. Um, and I guess now they know how I feel. Um, and now I don't. And now I'm here. Um, but yeah, they can still contact me. I kind of do want to talk to them directly, like look at the camera. Um, but I'm scared and shy. Um, and what would I even say? Uh, yeah, I think it's that naively optimistic part of my brain that says we can work it out. We can talk it out. If I love them, which I do, and if they love me, which I don't know if they do anymore, um, then it'll work out. I think that's what I believe to be true more than anything. If two people both want the same thing, for example, it to work out, then I think it can absolutely. I think it will. And they don't have. I guess they don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to contact me. They don't owe me anything. Um, yeah, they could say, "Screw you. It's far too little, far too late," and they wouldn't be wrong. Um, but yeah, whatever. I'm gonna feel so stupid for this, but I'm beyond that point. If you are watching, you know how to contact me, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, so that was actually a really bad way to end that. I just realized I should have done that way better. I should have ended on a more positive note, and I should have been clear with what I want. And now this is going to be extra difficult to do because my roommate is home, and I'm pretty sure she can hear me, and she hates the person I love most in the world. Anyway, let me redo that goodbye one more time. Oh, it's not easier the second time. Gosh, what was I going to say? Hold on. No, I had it in my head. Okay, hold on. Dang, every time I look at the camera, it's like looking into their eyes again. And my brain stops working. Um, man, it's right there. Hold on. Hold on. I'm almost there. Hold on. Let me think. Give me a second think. I was going to say what I should have said, what I wanted to say. Man, it's right there. It's almost here. it was pre-recorded into my head, and now it's gone, and the file's deleted. Stick with me now. Oh yeah, okay. So, what I want to say to them directly, my final words to them ever, hopefully not actually, because we will hopefully get together after this, are, come on. Hold on, I'm right there. Trying to stay on track. Okay. Man, every time. Okay. Okay, I got it. I got the first phrase. Okay. Okay. Okay, brace yourselves. If you are watching, man, it never gets easier to say. If you are watching, I love you, and you mean more than everything to me. Please take me back. And now I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday. Got it. It's Friday. Today, before work, I got in a car accident. My first car accident ever, which is pretty cool, I guess. You know, baby's first car accident. Only, a 3-car pileup, some light. Also, quick side note, I did end up scrubbing my pants again. Oh, I think he fell over. So they're clean now, all ready for tomorrow, the big day of the audition. Anyway, back to today. This morning, I was taking an exit on the highway. This thing will not stand up, and it's really annoying me. Okay, he's gonna lay down forever now. Anyway, I was taking the exit ramp, right? And the way this exit ramp is designed is you are supposed to take the exit ramp and then keep going because you get your own lane of traffic, right? Check it out. There's 2 lanes of traffic going this way, and then the exit ramp goes like this, and this lane still exists so that you can keep road speed to then merge over, right? That's how it's designed. The thing is that hardly anyone actually does it like that. People regularly, I say more often than not, probably the majority at least, will slow down and stop at the bottom of the curve instead of keeping going so that they can then get over into the other lanes, right? So someone stopped at the bottom of that exit ramp, and the thing is that specific exit, like every morning when I'm taking it, the sun is in my eyes. Every morning when I get off that exit ramp, the sun immediately is just like blinding, right? So once I get to the bottom of the exit ramp, I go, oh man, I reach for my sun visor. I'm like, the sun is in my eyes. I can't see a thing. Boom. And then I end up rear-ending someone. And then moments later, I'm like, oh my God, what? I don't know what to do. Are they going to drive off? Like, do I turn my hazards on? Do I pull over? Right? Because I was like, I'm still taking kind of in the roadway. I look in my rear view and I'm like, oh, that guy's going kind of fast. Boom. Then I get rear-ended. Anyway, that happened this morning. I was only an hour late to work. I was fine. Made it to work just fine. After work, I went to my mom's for dinner. That was very good. And then she was like, or I was like, should I file a claim? She was like, well, it depends on how bad the damages are. And then when she saw the damages, she was like, oh yeah, file a claim. Then we tried filing a claim, but it didn't work. I don't know why. The app didn't work. I'm wondering if it's because my mom is technically the policy holder. I'll probably talk to her more about that later. But yeah, the car is drivable. The front bumper is kind of smashed. Back bumper is mostly fine. Then I got to mom's house, and then after mom's house, I helped Surfer Girl move, which is pretty cool. Not the main moving day, that's tomorrow, which I will miss part of it, unfortunately, because I've got that audition. So terribly unlucky. Long story short, this moving date got moved like multiple times. Now it's tomorrow, but I have my audition tomorrow, so I'm gonna miss part of the moving day. But I'll still be there for, I don't know, part of it, half of it, the end of it, no idea. But I'll be there. And that's, I think, everything today. I've got to go to bed early so that I can get to the check-in. For some reason, my audition's at like 2 p.m., but the check-in for the audition day is at like 8 in the morning. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I've got to go to bed now, so that I can do that. And I will see you all tomorrow, Saturday. Hello everyone and welcome to Saturday, the big day, right? Audition day. So I woke up at about 6 a.m. to the sound of gunshots outside, so that was pretty cool. And then I went back to sleep until like 7:30 when it was time to get up and go. Then I got up and left. So what was really annoying is my audition was at 2, right? The warm-up was at 1:30 for the audition, and then the audition was at 2. But check-in was at 8 in the morning. I was like, that's dumb, and it lasted like an hour. And then after that, there's a mandatory 45-minute informational meeting, which was mostly useless. 99% useless. I do not remember a single piece of useful information from it. Um, so yeah, that was annoying that I had to be there for that. And then between my audition and that meeting was just more informational meetings and campus tours that I really didn't need because most of them were major specific, and I was not majoring in any of those. There was a musicianship, was it informational meeting, right? Like the only one that I actually wanted to go to, but I couldn't because it started at the same time as my audition. I was like, all right, great, so I can't make it to that. So what I ended up doing was I ended up coming home and then trying to eat. My stomach had been awful like all day. Um, like I was nauseous. I wasn't hungry. I couldn't tell what it wanted. I ended up like coming home. Stomach felt terrible. I ate some food and I was like, okay, I feel better. And then I felt nauseous, like really nauseous after. I was like, crap, okay. So I took a couple Tums. Then that worked. And then I got nauseous again. And I was like, okay, Pepsid. I'll try a Pepsid. That worked. And then I got nauseous again. And I was like, okay, caffeine, sure. And then after the caffeine, I felt like okay, better than I had been like all day, pretty much. Um, but of course, I'd still hardly eaten anything. And then I just kind of have to deal with it and go to my audition. I auditioned fine. It was weird how casual the audition was. Like, so casual. It was crazy. I had picked out like 5 songs for my audition. I played like 3 of them. I had played shortened versions of Fear, Elise, and No Cien because I think we were maybe short on time. I know that they were actually running behind, so I did have to wait a little bit. Um, I played No Cien and Fear Elise, those went fine. Then I played a little bit of Bohemian Rhapsody. I did make a couple mistakes, but I think it was okay. And then when it got to the sight reading portion, I pretty much like bombed it because I'm bad at sight reading. And then one of the people in the room, there was like 4 professors, I think, from the conservatory, and one of them was like, "Do you mostly like play by ear?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know how to read music. I'm just really bad at it." They're like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." So I'm wondering how much that affected the actual like how much weight that actually had that I totally kind of failed the sight reading portion. Like I'm wondering like right now, am I like cooked? Like am I actually like have I failed already and I just don't know it? Um, I did email one of the professors and ask how much does that actually matter? And that was like later in the evening though, so he probably won't get back to me until like tomorrow. Um, but he said the decision won't come out until like mid to late March because they still got 2 more audition days, but they're like months apart. I'm like, okay, that's kind of really annoying because now I'm just in suspense for like a whole another 2 months, um, pretty much. Um, yeah, and then after that, I went straight to help Surfer Girl move some more because I'd helped her a little bit yesterday night, and I helped her more today. Yesterday was just like a couple small things. Today was like the main big stuff. But of course, I had my audition, so they started way earlier, like 11. So I missed about half of it. All of the stuff, all of essentially boxes they could fit in their car, which was a lot. They had already packed up and put in the apartment by the time I got there. It was just the big stuff. So they had rented, Surfer Girl rented a van from U-Haul. And then we loaded up the furniture in there, took it to the apartment. We had to make a second trip because there was like 2 pieces that didn't fit, but that was fine. We had to carry up, all the furniture in that tight little apartment hallways and stairs. She lives on the top floor, so that was kind of tough, but we made it. It was just fine. Afterwards, we came back for pizza and pizza and a couple drinks. That was fun. Of course, I didn't eat anything like hardly at all, because my stomach was feeling awful. So like was after I came back here for the first time, today, I had like snacks mostly. I had like a Cliff Bar, Pringles, a soda. Um, I think that was it. That was all I had like before my audition, and then after my audition, I think I had a taquito from one of the roller griller taquitos from QT, and then I was still hungry, so I was gonna have my overnight oats, but for some reason it was thicker than it usually is. Usually it's drinkable. It wasn't drinkable today. I was like, that's kind of really annoying. I was like, okay, I get to Surfer Girl's place. I go in the kitchen, I get a spoon. Suddenly I'm not hungry anymore. I'm like, that's really annoying. I have like 2, 3 spoonfuls, and then I just put it back in my lunchbox. And then I don't eat anything else until like hours later when we come back for pizza. I had been surviving off like an energy drink pretty much. Um, and then I had like what was essentially 2 bites of pizza while I was there. And that was it. Then I came back here, and then I had trying to remember. What did I have? Did I have anything? I had. I know I had something. I had a slice of cheesecake, a little one. But I thought I had something before that, like some actual sustenance. I cannot remember, but I'm pretty sure I did. Um, anyway, my stomach's feeling much better now, and I'm still wondering, like, what, if anything, is wrong with me or my body or my mind, right? Because at this point, you guys know I have a stomach problem. Um, is it real? Who knows? And I'm like, I don't know how to like solve it. And I'm like, well, if it's anxiety induced, how do you not be anxiety? You know what I'm saying? Um, I could do that thing where I like take like a just like a very very small piece of an edible, and then that could help maybe. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. I'm hoping it's fine tomorrow. Anyway, that's about everything today, and I will see you all tomorrow for the last one Sunday. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday, the last day of the weekly report. Um, I think I'm gonna keep this one shorter. Usually, I make Sundays much longer, but I'm gonna make it shorter because I know what happened on Thursday. Anyway, I'll start with the goals. So the only one I did this week was taxes. I did my taxes. I got $125. Hooray! And then yeah, those are all the ones that I did. In progress is the resin, the handstand, and the guitar ketchup. Totally forgot about again. I really need to stop doing that. Um, Still working on whistling. Writing a song. I thought about it. Let me see. The resin goal is still in progress. Dailies. Got 3 out of 7. Kind of bad week for the dailies, but I was kind of like low key stressed this whole week leading up to the audition, which was yesterday, which I talked about. So I don't think I need to talk about that anymore. Um, I added 2 goals this week. One of them is file a claim. As you guys know, I was in a car accident the other day. So I'm gonna try and file a claim. I was trying on the app, but it just straight up wasn't working. I'm thinking maybe it's because I'm technically on my mom's policy, so it won't let me do it myself. Also, quick side note: I feel like my hair looks really dumb right now. What I did was I put in a headband after I dried it. That way I get equal volume on both sides. But I feel like it's not quite doing it for me. Anyway, I also need a haircut. Anyway, the goals, yeah, so I added the file a claim goal. I also added a goal, it just says guns. The goal there is because for my birthday, I wanted to go to a shooting range with my mom. And she was like, here's this, whatever. I was like, okay, I'll look into it. And then totally forgot about it. I remembered, still want to do that. I would like to shoot a lot of different guns. But the thing is that when I looked at their website, they were like, if you're a brand new shooter, we recommend taking a class and you can't actually rent firearms to shoot for at least 24 hours. I was like, okay, it would probably be cheaper to, get a little membership for like a day, rent a lane, and then like shoot a bunch of guns. But I have literally never shot any guns before, so instead we're gonna take a class, which is just like basic pistol, handling. So that's what that goal is. That'll probably be next week, I think. The resin goal, whistle, reverse song, file a claim, goal, cook. Yeah, I don't think that cookbook has arrived yet, which is weird because I feel like it's been a whole week at this point, since I ordered it. So but I haven't got an email saying it was delivered. So I'm like, I don't really know what's going on there. I feel like it should be here by now, but whatever. Also, check this out. Look there, I'm pointing right to it. That's new. I won't explain it because it'll take too long, but it's a cool little thing. It's a drawing that a mutual friend did for me. It's like, I think it was made using like markers. Anyway, I think that's all the goals. The milk goal I was gonna do this week, and then when I went grocery shopping today, I forgot to buy the milk alternatives. So yeah, I think was it. I'm hoping to be really on top of my goals next week. I don't know if I've said that before. I probably have. Definitely have. But it would be pretty easy to go to Price Chopper, get all those milk alternatives, work on whistling, and then like handstand and crap. Yeah, here's to hoping. And let's get into the journal Monday. After work today, I stopped by Mom's for chicken and dumplings, and it was very good. And on the way home, I got some -196s. I can't wait to try them. I also did my dailies today and did my taxes. I got $1. Yeah, so the quote is, I got $1. And then the next quote, I put 2. Sometimes I put 2 for fun. It says I got $1, and then it says never mind, they took it back. Because for my Kansas refund, for the state of Kansas, for my federal I got 125. For my Kansas I only got $1. But if it's less than $5, they don't give you anything. So I didn't get anything for my Kansas return. Tuesday. After work today, me and Pouty played Splatoon for schedule time and had a minus 196, and it was super good. We also had spaghetti and watched Good Mythical Morning. After that, I came home and played a quick mission of Helldivers before rushing to get my dailies done. And the quote is, I love minus 196. I really do. Those things are amazing. Wednesday, after work today, I stopped by the post office again, and they still didn't have my mail, so that sucks, but I'm still a bit closer to getting it, so it's okay. After that, I got home and took care of myself before gaming a bit and doing my dailies. I also recorded more Absalom, and it was a lot of fun, even though I died a lot. And then also Noir canceled, and that is rich, coming from her, is the quote. Yeah, we were going to hang out on Wednesday, and then it got moved to Sunday today. So that was kind of annoying, but it's fun. Or it's fine. It was a lot of fun. We hung out today. I'll get to that later. Thursday. After work today, I had lessons, and after that, I came home and confessed my love for my friend on the Chronicle, and yeah, came out to my parents at the same time. It's a bit of a relief, honestly. It's nice to live with one less secret. I still love my friend so much more than anything or one. I hope beyond hope more than anything that they take me back. And then the quote is, I love, and then their real name. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what I did. Believe it or not, it is all true. Friday. I got in a car accident before work, so I was an hour late, and after work, I went to Mom's for dinner before going to, not Noir's, before going to Surfer Girls to help her with some preliminary moving before tomorrow. Then the quote is, tomorrow's the big day, and then the quote is, baby's first 3-car pileup. Saturday, audition day was today. It went okay. My stomach was being awful to me today, too. After the audition, I helped Surfer Girl move some more, so now she's got everything in her new apartment. After that, I came home and tried to do my dailies, but I was too exhausted. And the quote is, at least I looked good. Oh yeah, I dressed up super nice for my audition. Not like a suit and tie, but like, I thought it was really nice, even for what I usually wear. And that leads us to today. Today, I slept in for a little bit. Woke up, I had a smoothie, and then Noir showed up, and we just hit her cart a couple times, and then just chatted, just caught up. We hadn't seen each other since like last summer, so it's been quite a while. Yeah, we just sat in my room and caught up. It was a lot of fun. And then smoked a cigarette too, just one, because she had smoked. She said once when she was, I think, 12, she had like hit one hit of a cigarette and then got too scared and then put it out. So I was like, you want to try like a real one, a full one? And she was like, sure. So we did that. That was a lot of fun, and after that, I played Helldivers and got groceries. I should have done productive things instead of playing Helldivers, but Helldivers is so much fun. I also didn't have just quite as much free time as I thought I would. And then after that, Parkour came over. We just talked, had fun, watched Gravity Falls, had a drink. I finally got to try my new hard monsters. They're very, very good. I think that's everything. Yeah, we also had a cigarette out in the balcony. Very nice. I don't know if I've ever had all 3 vices in one day, but I have now, so that's cool. I think that's everything I want to say. Like I said, I do want to keep this one short, relatively. Yeah. I regret nothing. Actually, I wanted to call this week Insanity Week because it's really funny. And I was like, wouldn't it be really funny if I had like a thumbnail where I was like screaming at the camera? That would be so embarrassing to actually do. Like I was thinking about it in my head. I want to like make like a screaming face and then get like close to the camera. But like, of course, I wouldn't actually scream because that would be crazy. So I would like a silent scream, and then I would screen cap that. Gotta get myself centered here. All right, and then I would look at the camera. I think here, and then see now it's too embarrassing. I can't do it. But I really want to because it would be really funny. I could actually just do it off camera, but like, wouldn't it be funny to see? You know what I'm saying? I think that's like the last thing I want to do. I definitely want to. Now I'm stalling at this point, actually. There's nothing to do but it. Or not. I could not do it. That's true. I could just do it off camera. But it would be really funny to watch. How about we flip a coin? No? Is that not fun, or is that not fun? Whoops. Crap. Okay, heads, I'll do a fake scream on camera, and then tails I won't. Oh, it's heads. Okay. All right. It would be a silent scream, so it would look like, right, something like that. I'd have to like shake my head a lot. That way, it's like blurry. It'd be like. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you all next week. Bye.